What's up, folks? Johnny Lee Reinoso here. Hope you're doing well. JLR with Don't Admire, Acquire. Look, I want to talk to you about something that is absolutely critical. It's simple. It's a question that I get asked frequently. It's a question that I get asked internally with my own team. And what frustrates me is not the question. What frustrates me, I can't even speak, that's how mad I get. What frustrates me is not the question. It's the way it's framed. Because what the person who's asking the question is looking for is for me to agree that we should just move on. Here's the question. Johnny, when should I stop following up? Johnny Lee, when is it enough? 100 calls, 6th voicemail, and no callbacks? 17th email and no email back? When is it enough? When should we stop? When is it too much? When should I give up? You ready for the answer? It's very simple. Never. Never give up. You never stop calling. Let me say it again. You never stop calling. One more time. You never, ever, ever stop following up and calling that executive, that prospect, that potential buyer. You never. I don't care if it's a cold call and you already have this person or this executive, this contact, this prospect, you already have them basically pre-qualified. You know that they're a good lead. You know that they spend your kind of money on your kind of product and service. Or if it's a follow-up, you already had a series of meetings or one meeting, and you know the person is still a very valid, fantastic contact for you. Folks, you never, ever stop calling. It doesn't matter. You call until you get told no. Now, let me make sure you're understanding me very clearly, because for some of you bulldogs out there who don't apply some simple common sense are going, see, that's why I called like 16 times in the last 30 minutes. You got to call these people. You got to go crazy. No, you got to be smart. You got to be smart. Okay, you got to be cordially persistent. Let me hear that word again. Cordially persistent. One more time. Repeat after me. Cordially persistent with your targets. You cordially approach them because you know that you can help them. You know that your product or service can be extremely beneficial for them. And you're persistent because you're going to consistently call until you get them on the phone. You need to be able to recognize that when you're not calling them anymore, it's because you have a defined next steps with a future date. Let me explain. If I have a great meeting with you and we talk about getting together next week, I'm going to make sure we have the date scheduled. If for some reason we cannot pin the date down and we're agreeing that I'm going to call you back next week or next month and we don't have it set, then I start calling you. Now I'm calling and I'm calling and I'm calling, and 2 or 3 or 4 weeks go by. I probably lob about 15 to 20 calls a week each week. 4 weeks go by, 80 dials out to you, and I can't get you on the phone. I left a couple voicemails, shot you a couple emails, and I still can't get you on the phone. I'm going to keep calling. And if I do end up getting you on the phone, say on that 98th dial, I'm going to try to persuade, discuss, re-engage your needs, my value, and schedule the next meeting. Schedule next steps. If for some reason the next steps in your mind, or you're telling me, look, now is not the time, we don't have budget, I spoke with my colleagues, I spoke with my leadership, I spoke with my wife, whatever the process is, and we're just not going to make a decision now. We're not going to implement your services or your products. We're not going to take this further, unfortunately, because of X, Y, Z reasons. Then you, as the salesperson, your immediate reaction to that needs to be, look, Steve, let's assume that you've, rebutted somewhat, you've overcame. Look, Steve, I recognize that now's not the time. I understand that timing is everything. Let me ask you a question. You have a good understanding of what it is that we can do and how we can bring value to your organization, to your issue, how we could address the challenge that you've outlined. What day and time would you like for me to follow back up with you? Well, I just don't know yet. To be honest with you, Johnny, it's just there's so much going on. We're probably not going to, re-engage, till the first quarter of next year. That's fantastic. Not a problem. First quarter of next year, how about I give you a call the second week of January? How about I give you a call the third week of January? You see what I'm trying to do there? I don't care if the next step is in March, in April of 2021. You need to schedule defined next steps. Defined next steps that are immediate is what we always want. Defined next steps that postpone the opportunity is the least that I can get out of you. Because I already know you're a buyer. I already know that you spend my kind of money. I already know that you're, let's say, the decision maker. Then why the hell wouldn't I try to define next steps for the future? Why wouldn't I keep you in the pipeline as a future opportunity, a postponed opportunity, a deferred opportunity? Instead, many of you sales leaders out there tell your team, if the person is not interested, then just close the opportunity out. Shut it down. You don't get a call back, then forget about it. Move on. We have so many leads. We have so many other targets. That's great that you do, but don't underestimate the effort and the work and the opportunity and that person. Just future date it, but get it defined. Get it defined with that prospect so that you know. Perfect. I'll give you a call in February. How does February sound? How does February 13th sound? That sounds great. You know what? I'm going to send you a calendar invite if you want to pencil it down, right? Or you know what? I'm going to mark it here on my calendar to give you a call. I respect the fact that timing is everything. Budget is important. And I'm hopeful that in February when we speak again, that we could go ahead and actually discuss your budget for 2021 and how we can implement our services and support you with your needs. Better yet, if they say to you things like, I don't have the budget right now, or the calendar, time, we're implementing, we're going crazy, we're post-COVID, we got a lot going on, we don't have any time to dedicate to this, then you want to get on the calendar in the future. They might come back and say, well, I just don't know what day is going to work. How about you call me in December to find time in January, or call me in January to find time in January. Your reaction to that is, with all due respect, Mike, I'll go ahead and give you a call in January, but I know that if I'm calling you in January, we're not looking until March then. Because your calendar is always busy, because you're very much sought after, because you're the best executive in the whole wide world and everyone wants to get on your calendar. So if I call you in January, more than likely we're not going to look to get on your calendar till March. I hate to wait till March. Going off of what you said regarding your timing, I would actually love to see us pencil something in for January right now. And obviously I'll confirm it as we approach. Let's go ahead and pencil something in here. I'm looking at Thursday and Friday, the 3rd and the 4th. Is morning or afternoon better for you? Folks, my point here is, and the message and the takeaway needs to be, if you have a qualified prospect, if you have a qualified buyer, if you already conducted a first or second meeting and you know that they're a great ideal target, or if you've done all of your research and you know institutionally the organization is an ideal target for you, and this person, this executive is the ideal target because they have the right level of responsibility, and you've already done all of that legwork, folks, you keep calling them until you're told, leave me the hell alone. And even then, you say, for how long? And you schedule next steps. Always need to define next steps. Next steps. Are you with me? Beautiful. So I'm going to define next steps right now. I look forward to hearing from you until next time. And you're going to see another video that I post every Monday or Tuesday or Thursday or Friday. Again, I look forward to hearing from you and seeing you and commenting and liking and sharing my videos, okay? I post them every Tuesdays, every Thursday. Sometimes my team gets it out Mondays and Fridays. But look out, YouTube channel, subscribe, holler at your boy. Hope you're doing well. Always remember, next steps, define next steps.